Class 108 in our Summer Yearling Full Blood Show is entry 411, TL Surprise J6L1, a June 4th daughter of DCS Jepson 7J, exhibited by Lydia Stuber, Wellsburg, Iowa. She will also be your champion Summer Yearling Full Blood female. Second in that class and selected as your reserve champion Summer Yearling female is entry 405, UF Miss Mustang Sally 29G49L, an August 26th daughter of Black Watch 18E, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Third in that class is entry 413, shown by Allie Cavoles, Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and fourth entry 414, exhibited by Angus Dean, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our Limousin Pen Bull Show, we are starting with the Pen Class 1 in Division 3, coming to you from Yorga Farms Limited, Flintoff, Saskatchewan. First bull in the ring was JYF 504L. This is JYF Lunker 504L. He is a son of Roman made to order, a September 6th son of Roman made to order. The second bull in the ring was JYF Lynchpin 515L. This is a purebred black homo bull, September 25th, sired by JYF Jed 315J. And the third bull in the ring was JYF Longshower 514L, a son of RPY Gibson Shade 27J. Yorga Farms from Flintoff, Saskatchewan is Kelly and Norma Jeffrey and Kristen Yorga. They got their start in 1970 with half-blood bulls and hasn't looked back since. Today they raise purebreds for the commercial customer to cross with Angus cows to make Lim-Flex calves to maximize hybrid vigor. This year is their 8th year exhibiting in the Pen and Carload show here at the National Western. They breed approximately 300 purebred Limousin cows with a goal to sell 100 bulls annually. They breed for disposition. Their number one focus is also selected for large scrotals and muscle. When people come to their house, they expect performance and muscle. J. Yorga Farms hosts their annual bull sale the last Monday of February at the ranch. They use DLMS auction, but would like to see producers in the stands. All bulls guaranteed delivered to central part of the United States. They guarantee all bulls to be exportable and sound in every way. If customers are not happy with their purchase, they will not own the bull. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pen from J. Yorga Farms from Flintoff, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Good morning. What a great day to be in the yards judging a high-quality Limousin bull show. I really look forward to getting the opportunity to go through these cattle today. And we start off with a very nice pen of Lemmy bulls that come in here that I think the bull that led off the class we'd like to change in quite a few different spots. To me, he's maybe just a little too straight up through his front end, maybe not quite wide enough right through the center portion of his body. But the next two bulls that come in are really matched together very well. I like their soundness, I like their muscle shape and their moderation in frame size. These September bulls I think are awfully good in terms of their structural soundness. We just need to even this pen up a little bit. The lead bull just doesn't quite fit with these other two as nicely, but it's certainly a high quality set of bulls. Thank you for bringing those out.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is your entry Class 1. These will be your Division 3 champion pen of 3 purebred bulls, exhibited by J. Yorga Farms Limited, Flintoff, Saskatchewan. They had an average weight of 1370 with a WDA of 2.84. I also want to point out the new screen at the north end of the building here, folks, so you can follow along and you can see all the data on each pen as we go through, and I won't bore you with repeating it all. Entering the ring now is Class 2. This is Division 4 of our Limousin purebred pen show. This is the entry coming to you. This is entry 827 from Wolf Cattle in Morris, Minnesota. Your first bull is Wolf's Morris 9467M. This is a January 25th son of VL Jim Beam 114J. Wolf Limousin, Leonard Wolf and Sons started artificially inseminating breeding commercial cows to Limousin bulls in 1970. This year is their 45th year in the pen and carload show. Now operating as Wolf Cattle, they feel it is important to have a vested interest in all segments of the cattle industry, from seed stock to commercial producers, in backgrounding to feedlot and packer to consumer. The operation calves out 2,000 cows annually with an extensive AI program as well as an embryo transplant program, transplanting about 150 embryos a year. Wolf Cattle is a diversified beef cattle operation headquartered in Morris, Minnesota. The cattle are all housed at Sandy Ridge Ranch in Atkinson, Nebraska. They feed out about 150,000 head of Limousin cross cattle each year at their feedlots in Nebraska, South Dakota, along with custom lots in Texas. Many of these are feeder calves that they buy back from their bull customers. Wolf Cattle is also extensively involved in the dairy industry and provide many sires to that industry to produce more valuable feeding calves from dairy cows. The second bull in the ring is Wolf's McLaughlin 7179M, also a son of VL Jim Beam 114J. The Wolf Cattle operation is built around producing commercial bulls. They try to breed a balance of all traits economically important to beef production from conception to rail. They have been collecting carcass data for over 40 years, selecting for feed efficiency, ribeye area, yield grade, and marbling. The Wolf Cattle 37th annual production or annual opportunity sale of 2025 will be on Thursday, April 3rd, and is online only event. The sale will be broadcast on both Superior Livestock and DV Auction. Wolf Cattle is hosting an open house at Sandy Ridge Ranch, Atkinson, Nebraska on March 25th and 6th for the viewing of the sale offering, or give Casey Fanta a call to schedule a visit anytime. Please stop by their pen and sign up or call to be put on the mailing list for a free catalog. They will be selling 350 bulls and 30 females. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is your pen from Wolf Cattle. The third bull is Wolf's Mobridge 8208M, also a son of VL Jim Beam 114J. This pen had an average weight per day of age of 3.73 with an average weight of 1298.
We got a really powerful pen of Limousin bulls here. All three of these bulls have got tons of performance in them. I really appreciate, and you can tell that they're certainly sound enough the way they're galloping around this ring. I think that's certainly a very good quality. Probably maybe the thing I'd like to change about them, and I know that environment plays a pretty big role, but I'd like to maybe give them just a notch more cavities. If you look at their numbers on paper, maybe just a little big, but nothing, I guess, out of the ordinary. Awfully nice set of moderate frame bulls, I think, that are going to make awfully good commercial type bulls to go on to various different kinds of cows. Thank you for bringing those out.
Thank you, Don. Again, your class winner in Class 2 and your division champion, Division 4, is from Wolf Cattle, Morris, Minnesota. Again, these bulls had an average weight of 1298 with a WDA of 3.73, and all are half-brothers and sons of VL Jim Beam, 14J.
Really interesting, high-quality class here in our Aberdeen show. I think we've got some differences in kind and condition, presentation, but with that being said, this is kind of the way I like them today. This heifer we're going to start off the class with, she does a lot of things really good. She's really comfortable in herself. You get her out here on the stand, and she's really comfortable in the way her neck comes out of the top side of her shoulder blade. You love the depth of side, maybe not as much spring of rib as a couple other heifers out here, but I think she's adequate in terms of that. I love the width between her legs. I love the chest floor and the base width to her. Maybe like to power up just a little bit up there, hooks to pins. That's being pretty picky on an awful attractive female. Next heifer coming out kind of closely follows her. Super well presented heifer. You just love looking at her out here on the stand. Now she wants to get down just a little bit in the way her neck comes out of the top side of her shoulder blade. Maybe not quite the base width when you analyze her from behind, but an awful good female in terms of length of spine, femininity through that shoulder blade and out through that neck. Next heifer coming out here, a little fresher kind of heifer. I think this heifer's really well balanced. I think you look at her in terms of her underline, she's level. In terms of her top, she's level. She's extended out through that front end. I think just an excellent female. Super powerful body in this next heifer coming out. You love the rib shape. You love the top side of her, center portion of her body. Wants to get under herself just a little bit when we put her in motion, but being awful picky on an awful powerful, bold rib kind of a female. Another extremely long-sided, attractive female coming out here next. Maybe like to change the foot quality just a little bit for me today, but that's being pretty picky on an awful nicely designed female. Another bold rib female coming out here next. Not quite the length of spine. Wants to get down in that pin bone just a little bit when we analyze her from the side, but being awful picky on an awful powerful bodied female.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 109A is entry 426, UF Miss Sassy, 35H18L, an April 15th daughter of UF Legend 05J, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Second is entry 429, DCS Love 306L, an April 9th daughter of MCR Kingpin, exhibited by Ava Summers, Lindsay, Oklahoma. Third entry 428, exhibited by Cora Rudland from Ross, North Dakota. Fourth entry 328, exhibited by New England Beef, Billerica, Massachusetts. Fifth entry 423, shown by Grace Bielfeldt from Boone, Iowa. And sixth entry 422, shown by Lorelei Schuler from Cleveland, Wisconsin. In the ring now is Class 109B, Spring Yearling Full-Blood Heifers. In our Limousin Pen Bull Show is the pen entry 828, exhibited by Oshner Limousin in Kersey, Colorado. The first bull in the ring was OLIM Marksman 463M, a March 4 son of VL Hunkerdown 003H. Second bull in the ring was OLIM Matador 437M, also a son of VL Hunkerdown 003H. This was a February 29th son. And the bull in the ring right now, this is OLIM Magnum 499M, a son of OLIM Keystone 23K. This calf is a February 18th bull. Ochsner Limousin from Kersey Oak, Colorado, is a family-based cattle business located 60 miles northeast of Denver in Kersey, Colorado. It's operated by Kevin, Julie, Caitlin, Ashlyn, and Colin Ochsner, together with their herdsman, Stratton Watawi. Wotawi? I always mess that up, Kev. I'm sorry. The Ochners have a long history in the Limousin breed, as Kevin's dad and mom, Ken and Roberta, began breeding to Limousin in 1971. In 1977, Kevin bought his first three-quarter blood heifer right here at the National Western Stock Show. Today, with their operation, consists of 180 head of registered Limmy and Lim-Flex cows, together with irrigated farmland and native dryland grass. They also own and operate Ochsner tenderized beef, raised beef, a direct-to-consumer beef business. Driven by their vision of a pasture-to-plate business model, the Ochners have taken a balanced, industry-driven approach to genetic selection. They strive to breed easy calving, structurally sound, complete, and docile cattle that can add muscling, pounds, and performance to British-based cow herds while maintaining the necessary marbling to achieve today's critical quality grade targets. They are serious about collecting critical phenotypic data and including weights, docility scores, and ultrasound scans, and have been committed to whole herd reporting from its inception. The ultimate goal is to design genetics that are functional in the pasture, profitable in the feed yard, and palatable on the plate. The Ochsner family invites you to join them Saturday, March 29th in Kersey, Colorado for their pasture-to-plate performance sale. The sale will include 40 Limousin and Lim-Flex bulls, including their Denver pen, together with 15 yearling replacement females. Stop by their pen 230 for more information of their upcoming pasture-to-plate performance sale, or connect with them on Facebook or their website at www.ocattle.com. Again, this is your pen from Ochsner Limousin, Kersey, Colorado, with an average weight per day of age of 3.50 and an average weight of 1123.
Well, having showed in the pen show down here in the yards many years ago, I know how hard it is to get three bulls together that look very similar in their type and kind. And they sure enough did it in this group. These bulls really match together very nicely. I love the way each one of these bulls is in their own right, has a lot of very high quality traits. The lead bull off, I'd like to see a little bigger in his scrotal size. But other than that, we've got some bulls here that have got plenty of performance in them. I like their moderation in frame size. We're looking at into February, 1st of March bulls, and I think they're just right in terms of their condition, where they're at. I think this set of bulls is awfully nice. Thank you for bringing them out.
Go ahead, Brian.
Excellent set of females here in this class. We got a lot of quality out here. However, I'm going to start off with the most powerful female. She's probably got the most condition, but she handles it the best, I think. This heifer, when you get up on her and look down her top, she has loads of muscle shape, but yet she's still a really feminine package. Maybe if you wanted to critique her a little bit, maybe power up just a little bit. When she walks away from you, she wants to get a little close, but that's being awful picky. There's nothing wrong with the way she moves. She's sound. She's extended through that front end. Just love the way her body's made. Next heifer coming out closely follows her in terms of quality, I think. I love the body shape. I love the outline of her. Maybe like to extend her just a little bit through that front end, but that's being pretty picky on an awful nice female. She's really well balanced. She's wide when she walks away from you. She has that added chest floor and body shape to her to be a power cow on down the road. Next heifer coming out, not quite the rib to her as the two heifers that start off our class, but again, really trim in the way she's made through that front end. just like to level her up just a little bit in that underline. Granted, she's probably a little leaner than the heifers at the top of the class, but not quite the depth through that rear flank we had in the heifers above her. Next heifer coming out, really feminine female, just giving up a lot today in terms of condition, and with that, maybe doesn't have the appearance of that quiet body that we had in the heifers above her today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 109B of your early spring yearling full-blood heifers goes to entry 442, AVR Lucius Lou, a March 5th daughter of AVR Dominator, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Second in that class is entry 437, ILC Liberty Bell 9L, a March 17th daughter of MCR Kingpin, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Third goes to entry 440, exhibited by 6 Bar 6 Ranch, Athol, Idaho, and fourth entry 443, exhibited by Grayson Solver, Alvin, Texas. In the ring now is Class 110. So it's 110 junior yearling full-blood heifers. We have 2 entries in this class, and following this class, we will be selecting our champion and reserve champion junior yearling full-blood females. On our Limousin Pen Show, our second entry in Division 5 is the pen coming to you from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. The first bull in the ring, this is SYES Mainstay 603M. This is a March 19th son of SYES Knockout 23K. Simmons Brothers Limousin in Amherst, South Dakota is a 4th generation farm, ranch, and cattle feeding operation. They are a 50-year member of the North American Limousin Association, started by 4 brothers, the late Irwin Simmons, the late Herman Simmons, Paul Simmons, and John Simmons. The operation is run today by John, Irwin's son Brad, and Paul's son Warren. One hired man, Thed Jensen, rounds out the operation, with Warren's sons Owen and Emmett helping when needed. This year they will calve around 250 registered Limousin cows and will hold their 45th annual production sale February 27th at the farm, selling 85 bulls and 30 females. They emphasize muscle growth, performance, fertility, and carcass improvement in their breeding. Their feedlot is a hoop building confinement system. While they can feed up to 999 head at one time, they currently only finish their own home-raised calves, open heifers, and open cows. Calving is done during inclement weather inside these buildings as well. They also raise 1,500 acres of corn, soybeans, and forages on dry land. John has held board positions at the NALF, the South Dakota Limousin Association, the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, and Meat Export Federation, as well as Church Council, among others. Paul held a seat at the South Dakota Senate for 16 years, and while county commissioner, farmers union, board member, church member, and others. Warren served on the SDLA as well, church board and NALF board, and is currently the president of the South Dakota Cattlemen's Association. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pin from Simmons Brothers Limousin. The second bull in the ring is SYES Master Plan 158M. This is a March 25th son of SYES Hard Rock 65H. Brian?
Excellent pair of females here in this class. The heifer I'm going to start off the class with, a little trimmer in the way she carries that condition. A heifer you love, the center portion of her body, all the length she has. Granting she's probably not got quite the rib shape that the heifer in second does, but I think she's adequate in that aspect. Maybe like to free her up just a little bit off that front end when we put her in motion, but that's being awful picky on an awful nicely designed female. Heifer here in second, really broody and attractive female in terms of her underline. She's got that added rib shape, that added power. Just like to lean her up just a little bit today. Maybe get to see the fact that she is a feminine female, but for me, really nice female.
And the third entry of the Simmons Brother Limousine from Amherst, South Dakota pen is SYES Master Charge 89M. This is a March 19th son, also of SYES Hard Rock 65H. Placings in our Aberdeen show in Class 110. First went to entry 445, UF Miss Tierra 44G 01L. A February 27th daughter of February 27th daughter of Blackwatch 18E, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Second in that class was entry 451, TCS Very Patient 14H. This is a January 6th daughter of TCS New Attraction 14H, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. We're now ready to select our junior yearling and reserve junior yearling full-blood female. Again, your pen of bulls from Simmons Brothers Limousine, Amherst, South Dakota. This pen had an average WDA of 3.74 with an average weight of 1113. Following this class in our limousine pen show, then we'll be selecting our Division 5 champion and reserve champion. So if Oshner Limousine could be getting their way back up here, I'd appreciate it.
Again, a very nice class of commercial bulls here. I think limousine bulls, I think, that are really range ready in terms of the way they're made. They just look to me like you turn these out on a commercial cow herd and they're going to breed a lot of cattle. I like their soundness. Maybe they're a little piecier in the way in their skeletal design, but they're thick enough, they're sound enough, moderate enough. I think it's an awfully nice class of bulls. Thank you for bringing those out.
Thank you, Don. Your Class 109A champion in our Aberdeen show is entry 426, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Your Class 109B champion is entry 442, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. And your Class 110 class winner is entry 445, also exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio.
We've had a really high quality division here. We've had some differences, and you'd expect that as these heifers get a little closer to that age when they're thinking about being in production and making a cow. I guess as we went through, I thought these heifers kind of did both just a little bit. I think they had that show heifer look for me. They had that added pizzazz and the way they carried their front end. Heifers that have that added power through the center portion of their body, but yet still did it in a really nice, smooth fashion. So when you put them in motion, they can get out and take a nice full stride. As we look at our reserves, I think these heifers really closely followed them. Most of these classes were really tight. I felt like these heifers, you could shake them up and do them any way you want. I think all these heifers are the kind that I like to have in my cow herd. I'm going to go out and show you the heifer I like today, and then we'll take a look at them again for reserve.
Selected as your junior yearling full-blood champion is entry 442, AVR Lucius Lou, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Second in that class was entry 437, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. And selected as your reserve champion, junior yearling full-blood heifer, is entry 437 ILC Liberty Bell 9L, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select this will be Class 111 Senior Yearling Full-Blood Heifers. We only have one class in this division, so your first and second will be your champion and reserve. We have 3 entries in this class, Judge. And on our Limousin Pin Bull Show side, we are selecting our Division 5 champion pin. Your first pin in the ring here is your pin exhibited by Ochsner Limousin, Kersey, Colorado. Again, this pin had an average weight of 1123 with a weight per day of age of 3.50. And our second entry here they come. This is your Pen of 3 bulls, exhibited by Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. These purebred bulls had an average weight of 1113 with a weight per day of age of 3.74. Bring your heifer on around, please.
Interesting class and division here in our Aberdeen show. I think this heifer that's out here with her first calf, I really admire the quality. I love the udder and the makeup of it. I love the way her calf looks. I mean, she's got a really high quality calf about her. The cow's still really well balanced and extended. Got that added rib shape. As we get into this second place and reserve in this division, really long through the center portion of her body. Not quite the power in that rear flank. Maybe like to drop her down just a little bit, comparing her to the cow calf, but that's being pretty picky on an awful high quality female. Another really extended female here coming out in third, a heifer that's got that added dimension in that quarter, just maybe not quite the length and overall pizzazz we had in the 2 above her today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first and selected as your senior yearling full-blood champion female is entry 453 TCS Jasmine 61F 39K, an October 2nd daughter of TCS Supreme 9D 61F, exhibited by Winston McGregor, Anthony Chichester, New Hampshire. Second in that class is entry 452, and also selected as your reserve senior yearling full-blood female is UF Miss 12D 72K, an October 29th daughter of TL Super Edition, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Third in that class is entry 454, shown by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas.
Well, folks, the numbers haven't been large, but the quality's been awfully good in this Limousin show. The bulls I've got out here, I think every one of them are probably certainly good enough that I would turn out into my commercial cow herd. The black bulls that we led off with here as a group fit together so nicely. They're really uniform in their type and kind. Numbers, they vary here and there, but if you're just, I'm not a big numbers guy. You look at them and you kind of go from there. And I think most of these, the only real glaring error on this one is I'd like to see a little bigger scrotal on the lead-off bull. The other bulls here, the red bulls, those two fit together very nicely, those two red bulls. Unfortunately, the black bull kind of pulls them down just a little bit. He doesn't fit together quite as nicely, maybe just a little bit too piecey, maybe not quite as balanced in their makeup. These bulls are a little more round in their muscle shape. But certainly sound enough, which I think is an awfully good deal. I'm going to use the black bulls, the older bulls in this particular group for the division. Follow very closely with this second group here. Thank you for bringing those out. Let's show them our appreciation for doing that.
So what they use? Selected as your Division 5 champion Limousin pin goes to the entry from Ochsner Limousin, Kersey, Colorado. And your reserve champion, Division 5 Limousin pin, is your entry from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. Congratulations to both firms. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to select our champion and reserve champion full-blood Aberdeen female. Your summer heifer calf champion was entry 306, exhibited by 6 Bar 6 Ranch, Athol, Idaho. Your junior full-blood heifer calf champion, entry 324, exhibited by Fanning Cattle Company, Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Your senior full-blood heifer calf champion, entry 396, exhibited by Ella Patterson, Findlay, Ohio. Your summer yearling full-blood heifer calf champion is entry 411, exhibited by Lydia Stuber, Wellsburg, Iowa. Your junior yearling champion female is entry 442, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. And your senior yearling full-blood female is entry 453, exhibited by Winston McGregor, Anthony Chichester, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to put our hands together and thank our sponsor for your grand champion full-blood female, the firm from Archer Valley Ranch in Priest River, Idaho. And your reserve grand champion full-blood female is sponsored by Homestead Farm from Pownell, Maine. Let's put our hands together and thank our great sponsors for these two division champions.
Well, we've really had a really nice female show here in our full-blood females. I think there was a lot of quality in this show. There's heifers that are back in the stall already that I think could sure win shows on down the road. I guess I'm really happy with the lineup we have out here. I think when you analyze these heifers on this side profile, they all fit a kind. They're heifers that have some balance, they have some femininity, yet they still have some power in terms of through the center portion of their body. They stand wide, they've got some chest floor, there's some doability to them, and I think most of them have that cow look for me. I guess I'm not going to talk each individual. My hat's off to these exhibitors, and I want to thank them and the National Western for being here, because I kind of think this is a really nice set of cattle. Without any more, I'll go out and show you the heifer I think I like the best today.
Selected as your grand champion, full blood Aberdeen female, is entry 442. This is AVR Lucius Lou, exhibited by Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Congratulations. The reserve to her in that division is entry 437, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho.
Well, as we move that reserve and that division in here, I think she kind of fits out here. I think this heifer's the same kind. She has that look that I call a cow look, but she does it with some style and some ability to be in the show ring here. I think she has all that. She has some power and she has some rib shape. I'm going to take one more look and I'll select your reserve for me today. I do think I've got a heifer out here that I think fits with our champion awful well.
And exhibited as your reserve grand champion, full-blood female, entry 324. That's FCC Holidays Flash 402M, exhibited by Fanning Cattle Company, Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Congratulations, again, your sponsors for your grand champion. And they sponsored their own award, by the way. It might be a little hint. You might want to sponsor an award. You could win it. Archer Valley Ranch from Priest River, Idaho. We want to thank them for sponsoring it and for their entry 442, and your reserve grand champion full-blood female, again 424, shown by Fanning Cattle Company and the sponsor Homestead Farms from Pownell, Maine. Congratulations. Hey guys, I think we're going to show this full-blood cow-calf pair and then break for pictures. We got one entry. She's going to be your grand champion full-blood cow-calf pair. Let's get our judge and that full-blood pair in here, and then we'll take pictures of all the full-bloods. Well, as we move into our next division, ladies and gentlemen, Division 6 of our Limousin Pin Show. Again, it's my pleasure to announce that this first pin is also coming to us from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. This first bull in the ring that you had was SYS Mindful 811M. He is a April 8th son of Cole Genesis 86G. That second calf that was in the ring, that black bull, was SYS McClintock 202M. Also a son of Cole Genesis 86G. His birth date is April 1st. And the red bull that just entered, this red purebred bull, is SYES Master Source 511M. He is an April 2nd son of SYES Hard Rock 65H. Again, this is your pin from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. Again, a fourth-generation farm and ranch and cattle feeding operation. Please be with them for their 45th annual production sale on February 27th at the farm in Amherst, selling 85 bulls and approximately 30 females. This pen had an average weight per day of age of 3.40 and an average weight of 953. Again, this is your purebred pen from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we have a single entry in and this will be your grand champion full-blood cow-calf pair exhibited by Limousin Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri, on TCS Patience J26H. She is a daughter of Yara Ranges Jackaroo, and her calf is a September 17th calf, TCS Patience 23J. This is a daughter of TCS MJ 23J. Brian?
Well, we just got a single entry here in the cow-calf show, and it was worth the wait. I think this is an awful nice pair. You look at both calf and cow in terms of quality. These things are built to last. They're built with some power. They have that added look that I like. They've got those extended front ends. The cow's really sound. She has that good quality udder to her, and they have that depth of side and that dimension when you get in behind them. Just an excellent, excellent pair. Congratulations.
I'm going to go ahead and talk this April pen of bulls. Green as a gourd, sound as you can make them. Bulls, I'd like to maybe see a little more depth of body in them, but some of that has to do with the amount of condition that they're carrying. Awfully nice bulls. We'll look at these in the overall in this class.
Thank you, Don. Again, this was your pen from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. 3.40 WDA with an average weight of 953. Again, your champion, grand champion, full-blood cow-calf pair, entry 460, exhibited by Limousin Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. We'll now break for pictures. We'll get all of our full-blood pictures taken, and we'll be back shortly for our percentage Aberdeen female show. Ladies and gentlemen, our second pin in this Division 6 of our Limousin Pin Show comes to you from Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. The first bull was RUNL Mission 385M. This is an April 11th son of RUNL Justified 364J. Second bull entering the ring, this is RUNL Magician 397M, also a son of RUNL Justified 364J. This is also an April 11th son. Running Creek Ranch from Elizabeth, Colorado, the Joe and Joey Friend, Pat and Casey Kelly. After starting with Limousin in 1977, Running Creek Ranch first exhibited at the National Western in 1984, making this their 38th year participating in the Pin and Carload show. Running Creek utilized an extensive AI program with both their 1,250 cows on the home ranch in Elizabeth and the 900 Limousin cows in a satellite herd in Kimball, Nebraska. They also feed 1,600 and 2,000 cattle in natural programs, age and source verified, and NHTC for Tyson and Meyer Natural Foods. The Friends select for low birth weight, high growth cattle that are structurally sound, that are docile and highly fertile. Running Creek annually sells 250 virgin 2-year-old bulls, private treaty. Bulls are sold semen tested with an identity profile on sire groups of 2-year-olds. Running Creek offers an unconditional first season breeding guarantee and free delivery. They assist their customers by offering marketing assistance for their commercial calf crops, buyback calf program for commercial customers, and age and source verified enrollment. They are also offered bull retirement program, a premium for retired bulls. And the bulls are more agile than the owners. They are members of the NCBA and Colorado Livestock Association. Joe has served as past president of the Colorado Limousin Association and past NALF board member. Joey is an NALF board member, and Ethan is also a past NALJA board member. They received the NALF Commercial Marketing Booster of the Year in 2001 and are the recipient of the People's Choice Award in the Pin and Carload show. Again, this is your pin from Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. Yeah, it needs to be in the middle.
It's completely done. It's completely done. There's supposed to be 2 aisles.
2 aisles. There we go. And the third entry coming in from Running Creek Ranch, this will be RUNL Magellan 239M. This is an April 2nd son of RUNL Justified 364J. All these are going to be half brothers, all 3 sons of Justified 364J. Again, this is your pen of purebred, all sons of Justified 364J from Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. They had an average weight per day of age of 3.75 and an average weight of 1050. All three of these bulls are homo black, homo polled, and all purebred 88 percenters.
Yeah, for those of you that pay attention to numbers, here's a really high quality set of bulls that as far as the EPD profile is probably as good as some of any of the pens we've had in here. Bulls that are really sound, maybe not quite as fleshy as some of the others, but I think just about right. Especially, I think I heard their program carries them over into 2-year-olds. So nice pen of bulls.
And our third entry in Division 6 of our Limousin Pen Show. And our final entry, we will select our division champion after this pen from Yorga Farms Limited again, from Flintoff, Saskatchewan. His first bull is JYF Master Plan 213M. He is an April 9th son of JYF Jed 315J. So red homo polled purebred bull. Of course, again from Flintoff, Saskatchewan. This is the Yorga Farms. Kelly and Norma and Jeffrey and Kristen Yorga. And we are so happy that our friends from up north came down again and been a part of the National Western. Yorga Farms again started their program with half-bloods, half-blood bulls back in 1970. And today they raise purebreds for their commercial customers to cross with Angus-based cows to make Lim-Flex calves and maximize their hybrid vigor. This is their 8th year to come and participate and exhibit at the National Western Stock Show. Yorga Farms breed approximately 300 purebred Limousin cows with a goal to have 100 bulls to sell annually. Their annual bull sale is held the last Monday of February at the ranch, and they use a DLMS auction for their service, but would like to see all producers come to Saskatchewan. Beautiful weather in Saskatchewan in February, and go visit them for their annual bull sale. Also, for those of you at home, or for those of you watching at home, or those of you that are here at the National Western and have family members at home that were not able to come and be with us at this year's National Western, you can have them log on to ringsidelive.co, ringsidelive.co, and tune in and watch all of the shows, not only here in the yards, but up on the hill for the great 20-some days of exhibition here at the National Western. That's ringsidelive.co. And our final entry from the J. Yorga Farms Limited is JYF Gray Wolf 201M. This is an April 4th son of JYF Jackson 513J. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be our final pin of purebred bulls. So in the back of your program, there is the People's Choice nomination. We ask each of you to fill out that People's Choice nomination and turn them in up here at the exhibitors or down here at the desk, or do they want them to do them up here? Oh, they're collecting them. They're going to go around and collect them for you. So, Kylie, he's going to help us collect these. So, folks, again, you can be marking your ballots for your People's Choice purebred pin. This is the final pin of the day in our purebred division. Again, from J. Yorga Farms, this pin had an average weight per day of age of 3.12 with an average weight of 878. Again, your pin from J. Yorga Farms, Flintoff, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Another high quality pin brought to us from our friends across the border. Bulls that fit together fairly nicely, all of them pretty much the same skeletal design. I realize they're April into April calves. I sure wish I could see a little more scrotal size on them, but I'm sure that'll come on as they mature. Nice pin of bulls. Thank you for bringing those out.
Okay, we will let our friends from north of the border capture these bulls up, and then we will bring back in our other two entries from Simmons Brothers in Hammers, South Dakota, and our pin from Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. We'll select our champion Division 6 Limousin pin and reserve, and then we will bring our champions and reserves in and select our champion and reserve champion purebred pins, plus our People's Champion, People's Choice. So be marking your ballots, please. And we will be announcing our People's Choice Grand Champion pin also. Okay, folks, from your right to left, again, this is your first pin with that one red bull in there. It's your entry from Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. These bulls had an average weight of 953 with a weight per day of age of 3.40. Your second pin from Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. Again, these are all half brothers, sired by Justified 364J. They had an average weight of a 1050 with a WDA of 3.75. And your final pin, that was your pin from J. Yorga Farms Limited, Flintoff, Saskatchewan, Canada. Those bulls had an average weight of 858 with a WDA of 3.12. Again, this is your Division 6, and following this division, we will be selecting our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion pin of purebred Limousin bulls. Ladies and gentlemen, on our Aberdeen side, whereas we begin our percentage show, this is Class 201. These are all percentage heifer calves, calved between June 6th and August 1st. June 6th and August 1st.
Certainly a competitive division to evaluate differences in all the bulls. Each one of these pins got some things I'd like to change about them, but I do think there is one pin that kind of stands out here. And you got three half brothers that are with an EPD profile, which they possess. I'd like to maybe clean them up in their sheath, but I know I've used Justified myself, and that's one of the problems he does put forth is a little more sheath on the bulls than I'd like to see. But I think it's a really powerful pin to go ahead and win this division. Then I think it gets really close. I like the muscularity and shape on this set of bulls down here. I like the length of body, the greenness and the cleanliness in the lines on this set of bulls here. I'm going to go ahead and use a little lighter muscled bulls. They're not light muscled, but I think they've got enough in them. But I like the soundness. I like the way they're made to be the reserve. Congratulations. Nice division. Let's show them our appreciation, please.
So used.
Three awful nice summer-born heifers here. We've got a couple months difference in age. I'm going to start the class with the younger heifer, granting knowing what I used in the full-blood show. But I think this heifer, as we get on into maturity, you give her another 60 days, she'll have that added rib shape. I just admire her in terms of all the structure she has under. She has some muscle shape to her. She's extended. She's got that length through the center portion of her body. I think this heifer's just got a lot of future to her. Heifer in second, heifer with a lot of quality. You love the upheadedness in her. You like that rib shape. Maybe you like to drop her down, balance her up just a little bit in that rear flank. Best being pretty picky on an awful nice female. Heifer coming out here next. For her age, I think this heifer's really doing a nice for this young lady. I think she's got a lot of future to her. She's extended through that front end. She's a heifer that's got that added length. Given some time, I think she's going to look pretty good come next summer.
Thank you, Brian. Placing first in Class 201 of your summer percentage heifer calves is entry 300. That's NXS Smoke Show 4M35, an August 1st heifer calf sired by FCC Ironman 0212H, exhibited by Caleb Wee, Summit, South Dakota. That's Caleb Way, excuse me. Second in that class is entry 301, Steelbrook Marley, a June 7th daughter of RCC Jameson 48J, exhibited by Steelbrook Livestock, Whitewater, Wisconsin. And third entry 302, shown by Carly Murphy, Laramie, Wyoming. In the ring now is Class 202. These are your summer percentage heifer calves. These are all May heifer calves. Selected as your Division 6 champion Limousin pen of 3 bulls goes to entry 831, Running Creek Ranch, Elizabeth, Colorado. The bulls weighed 1050 with a WDA of 375. And your reserve Division 6 champion pen goes to entry 830, exhibited by Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota, on a set of bulls weighing 953 with a WDA of 3.40. Folks, this is your last call for People's Choice. In the back of your program, there's a People's Choice ballot. You can vote for any of the bulls that have been in the purebred division. It's totally your choice. You pick your champion pen of 3, and it's all your choice. And we will announce the People's Choice Award after the selection of our grand and reserve grand pen of 3. Kylie is going down the aisle there. He's that extremely handsome young man from Canada that we've drafted into the United States. Please give your ballots to Kylie, and we will get those ballots tabulated.
Really nice set of heifers here in this class. Heifer I kind of came to the top for me was more off of her design. I think this heifer has has that look that I like. She has that softness to the center portion of her body. She gets out and travels good. She's really clean in her joints. A heifer that when we put her in motion, she takes a nice full stride and flexes pretty nice. When you analyze her from the side, you love the balance and the trimness about her through her front end, but yet she still has some dimension to her when you look down her top. I think a heifer just comes to the top in terms of quality for me. Super powerful female comes out here next. Heifer, you maybe like to change just a little bit in terms of her shoulder shape, but I think that's being pretty picky on a heifer with that much power to her. A heifer that's got that much muscle shape, a heifer that's adequate in terms of her depth of side, and really powerful in terms of her muscle shape when you view her from behind. Just like to lay that shoulder in just a tick nicer and watch it transform into her forerib just a little nicer for me today. Heifer coming out here in third, a really elegant female. Not quite the power through the center portion of her body of the two heifers above her, but I think this heifer's got a load of future. When you figure her age and you think about what she might look like next summer, I think this heifer has all the parts and pieces to go on and make a really nice female. Next heifer coming out, a heifer you like in terms of her design, maybe just like to power her up, stretch her out just a little bit to get her any higher today.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we select our champion purebred pen of Limousin bulls, it is my distinct honor to draw your attention to the ring for a special recognition. One of the fundamental purposes of the National Western Stock Show is to celebrate the values that have shaped the American West. Values like integrity, determination, persistence, and commitment to our industry. Today we have an opportunity to recognize someone and some firm who personifies those values. The National Western Stock Show is celebrating its 119th anniversary, and for 50 of those years, John Simmons and Simmons Brothers Limousin have been exhibiting bulls in the Pen and Carload show here at the National Western. From those balmy 60-degree days, which we rarely have, in the yards to the snow-filled pens, John has seen it all. He's been a regular year in and year out at the Simmons Brothers Pen and has been a destination for many who have come from all across the world to visit the National Western Stock Show. John, along with his family, have won many purple banners over the years, but as importantly, they have been here representing the Limousin breed and the beef cattle industry with integrity, conviction, and purpose. So today we recognize John Simmons and Simmons Brothers Limousin for 50 years of commitment to the National Western Stock Show. John, would you please come forward and allow National Western Stock Show manager, Miss Jen Boca, to recognize and thank you for your 5 decades of commitment and participation. Thank you, my friend. Okay. 827 Wolf. You got it. All right.
Excellent set of heifers here in our first division. We've got our 2 class winners and respective seconds out here, and I think we're starting to see what kind of quality we're going to see today. I think these heifers have that look of being a cow. They have that look of being a show heifer, and I guess I kind of think we've got a nice pair out here and a pair standing here waiting to come in. Congratulations. I'll show you the one I like today.
Certainly a powerful set of bulls out here in the division champion, or the overall for the Limousin breed. I'm going to talk about each pen generally, not get too dissecting on each group, but this younger set of bulls here sure fit together very nicely. Bulls that have got a tremendous, in terms of paperwork, got a tremendous EPD profile on them. Bulls that have got enough muscle in them, not the heaviest muscled bulls out here, but I think there's plenty to them. The bulls here in second really fit together nicely, very high quality. Not a lot of differences in this group. Maybe you'd like to change the tail head on one of those, but an awfully nice set of bulls in that February class. Then we got the January bulls here that are just really high performing, really stout bulls that have done quite well. They don't fit quite as nicely for me in terms of what an actual pin is supposed to be. The bull here on the end is maybe just a little coarser in his design, maybe not quite as nice up front as he needs to be. But the other two bulls, I think, are awfully good in terms of their moderation and their type and design. And then we follow with another high-performance set of bulls that I think probably got some. I'd like to change them a little bit in their skeletal design, but the bull down here on the end, I'd like to make him just a notch more structurally correct, but certainly a nice set of bulls to bring out here in this division. But I think it's fairly easy for me. I think this pin of bulls right here should be the champion pin of Limousin bulls. Congratulations.
So which ones did he use? There again.
They give us the girls from Colorado.
Huh? Selected as your grand champion, pin of 3 purebred bulls goes to pin 828 on the pin of bulls exhibited by Oshner Limousin, Kersey, Colorado. Again, this pin weighed 1123 with a WDA of 3.50. Congratulations, Kevin and family. Second place in that pin was the pin from Simmons Brothers Limousin, pin 829. Again, this pin had an average weight of 1113 with a WDA of 3.74. Over here in our Aberdeen ring, Class 203A is in the ring. This is your late spring percentage heifer calves. These are all heifer calves born between April 13th and April 24th. Your summer heifer calf champion was entry 310. That's exhibited by Lydia Stuber from Wellsburg, Iowa on Pinehurst Pippi. And the reserve summer percentage heifer calf, entry 315, D.R. Maya 23M, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Congratulations.
I think it's a little closer decision on this reserve lineup. The bulls we brought in, I like quite well, except for maybe the black bull stands out a little bit in terms of things I'd like to change. But as far as these two red bulls, they are powerhouses. They certainly are sound. They're awfully muscular and still maintain that structural integrity. Two really nice red bulls and a black bull, I think, that goes ahead and fits with them. This pin of blacks down here, the bull in the center, I'd like to change and give him a much more shape to him. He looks a little bit flat when you really analyze him, but three bulls that fit nicely, that have certainly got paperwork to them. I think it's really, really close. You know, it's kind of depending on your operation, on what, if you're a numbers chaser, I think you're going to want to use this pin of black bulls. If you want to add some performance and some power and some muscularity, I think you use this red pin, two red bulls and the black one. So it's a little bit of a coin flip. I'm going to go ahead and use the red bulls for reserve. Congratulations.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your reserve champion, pin of 3 purebred bulls goes to pin 829, exhibited by Simmons Brothers Limousin, Amherst, South Dakota. And that pin had an average weight per day of age, again, of 3.74 and an average weight of 1113. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce that your People's Choice Grand Champion Limousin pin goes to pin 827, exhibited by Wolf Cattle, Morris, Minnesota. Congratulations to the Wolf firm on your People's Choice Award. They had an average weight of 1298 with a WDA of 3.73. Let's put our hands together and congratulate our Grand Reserve and our People's Champion. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to take a picture break. We're going to get photos of all of our champions in our purebred division, and then we'll be back shortly with our percentage Limousin pins.
Really nice set of spring heifer calves here in this class. We're going to start off the class with a really nice heifer in terms of their structure, a heifer that's extended out. She's got that added length to her. This heifer's really green in her condition, and yet she still has that balanced look through the center portion of her body. We put her in motion. She's adequate in the way she gets around the ring. I think a heifer that's got a load of future to her. Love the design on the stand on the red heifer here. She has that added softness to her body. Maybe not quite the power in that muscle shape in her rear quarter as a couple of the other heifers out here. But I think this heifer has that design, that look that just catches your eye when you're looking at her from the side profile. Heifer with a lot of future to her. Our black and white heifer here, a really lean heifer, a heifer that's got a lot of future to her. She's got that look of her that'll make a nice bred heifer for this young exhibitor. I think he's got a heifer that'll go on and do all the right things. She's got that structure to go ahead and make a big bred. I think she's got a lot of things going for her. Our black heifer coming out next, giving up a little bit in terms of performance to some of the heifers in the class, but I think in terms of quality, she has that added look and that up-headedness. I love the way her neck comes out of the top side of her blade. Just like to pull her apart a little bit to get her any higher today. Next white heifer coming out, a heifer that I think has that right look to her, a heifer that's really lean. She doesn't have that added fat that some of them above her had, but I think when you get on down the road, you get out there on pasture, I think this heifer's got a load of future. She has that femininity. Her shoulder lays in really nice, a heifer that gets out and travels really good. Next heifer out, another heifer with that feminine look about her, that heifer with that added length. Just not quite the power from the ground up in that rear quarter. A heifer that wants to get down just a little on her hock maybe and not quite the shape.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 203A, late spring percentage heifer calves, goes to entry 320, NXS Ebony 4M20, an April 20th daughter of NXS Moneymaker 9G18, exhibited by Caleb Way, Summit, South Dakota. Second in that class is entry 317, ILC Mild Jalapeno 26M, an April 24th daughter of Duff Red Raider 2010, shown by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Third in that class goes to entry 321, shown by Marshall Efforts, Ayota, Minnesota. Fourth, entry 331, shown by Reese Nickel, Maud, Oklahoma. Fifth, entry 325, shown by the Bishop Farms, Rudy, Arkansas. And sixth, entry 326, Bishop Farms, Rudy, Arkansas. In the ring now is Class 23B. These are the second class of late spring percentage heifer calves. These are all April heifer calves born between April 1st and April 7th.
really high quality set of heifers in this class. We got some give and take on condition and size, and I think there's some differences in these heifers, and you could sure pick them any other way, your choice. Today it's mine. This heifer I'm going to start my class with, a heifer I really like in terms of her smoothness. This heifer's really got that added base width. She does it from one end to the other. She has that added forerib to her. She has a nice angle to her blade. A heifer, when you look at her from the rear, she's got some top in her, and it goes from the top of her shoulder blades all the way back. A heifer that is really nice when we put her in motion. A heifer that's adequate in terms of her size. Just a lot of really good things about this heifer. Heifer that most closely followed her, for me, is this heifer coming out next. A heifer maybe just a little nicer in terms of the way she comes out of the top side of her blade through her neck, but she's given up just a little bit in terms of smoothness. Maybe change the angle of her blade just a little bit, pull her in. But I think that's being pretty picky on an awful fresh, eye-appealing female that's got a lot of future to her. One of the leaner heifers coming out here, a heifer with a lot of future. Maybe like to pull her out just a little bit in that forerib, but again, being awful picky on a really long spine, ultra-feminine female with a lot of future to her. Super powerful heifer coming out here next. That being said, she's probably the highest conditioned heifer in the class. Just like to clean her up just a little bit, maybe relax her just a little bit in that shoulder blade when we put her in motion, get her where she reaches out just a little nicer. But again, being pretty picky. When you analyze this heifer in terms of thickness, she's got that top, that rear quarter to her, that added rib shape, just a nice female. A gray heifer coming out next, the heifer that most closely followed those heifers at the top in terms of her general outline, or her thickness, and her depth of rib. Our little heifer coming next, just a little leaner, a heifer maybe not quite ready to be here today, but I think it was a good experience. She's got a lot of future to her.
Placing first in Class 203B is entry 345, HSB Money Honey 5M, a April 2nd daughter of DCS Just Fine 218J, exhibited by Brigham Houston, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Second entry 344, ROC Tiger Joy, an April 2nd daughter of Ardrossan Orient, shown by William Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. Third goes to entry 347, Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Fourth entry 341, shown by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Fifth entry 335, shown by Steelbrook Livestock, Whitewater, Wisconsin. And sixth entry 203B, entry 338, is entry from Collie Hill from Sedalia, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready for Class 204A. These are spring percentage heifer calves, calved between March 26th and March 29th.
Really nice class of females. We got a little give and take here in our first pair. Heifer, I'm going to go ahead and use to start off the class. Really trim in her design. A heifer that's really got that outline that you like when you view her from the side. She's got that added femininity. She lays nice in her blade. If we put her in motion, she maybe wants to get just a little rigid in terms of her movement off her front when we put her in motion, comparing her to the second heifer. But I think she does a lot of other things really good. She's got that added look to her that I like, and that added rib shape down low. I love the rib shape and the power coming out here in this second place heifer. Just like to change the way her blade sits just a little bit for me, maybe lean her up in the top side of that neck, trim her up just all the way through that front end, but being pretty picky. This heifer's got a lot of power in terms of her rib shape. She's got that added dimension to her top. Just like to change the way she looks through that front end, maybe pick her up behind those shoulders just a little bit today. Our red and white heifer coming out here next. Heifer that's got a lot of meat in her, a heifer that's got that added beef look. Maybe like to lean her up just a little bit in that neck today to get her any higher. Maybe pick her up just a little bit in terms of that front as we view her from the side. But I think that's being pretty picky on an awful powerful female. She's got that added dimension down her top. You view her from behind, you love the added muscle shape. Really long spine female coming out next. Just giving up a little bit in terms of muscle to the heifers above her today, but I think this heifer's got a lot of future on down the road. Our black and white heifer rounding out the class, a heifer that's got a lot of future to her, just not quite that shape that we had in some of the heifers above her today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 204A, your spring percentage Aberdeen heifer calves goes to entry 352, DCS Magenta 8M, a March 29th daughter of DCS Justified 216J, exhibited by Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska. Second goes to entry 357, DR Mallory 17M, a March 26th daughter of DR Trilogy 39J, exhibited by Peyton Cook, Elizabeth, Colorado. Third, entry 356, shown by Easton Bowler, Kelowna, Iowa. Fourth, entry 351, exhibited by Rhett Nickel, Maud, Oklahoma. And fifth, entry 355, shown by Ava Poser, Cumberston, Montana. In the ring now is Class 204B. This is 204B. These are the remainder of our March heifer calves. These will be heifer calves calved between March 1st and March 21st.
Really interesting class of high quality females here. I'm going to start the class with the longest sided female. For me, she's got that added weight just through sheer length. I think as you view cattle from a performance standpoint, I think they have to have that added length. And then when you couple that with the way this heifer looks from a side profile, she's up-headed. That neck comes out of the top side of her blade. Maybe like to lean her up just a little bit in the top side of that neck, but that's being pretty picky on an awful nice female. Our black heifer coming out here in second, a heifer you just love that added rib shape. But that being said, she doesn't have quite that length of spine through the center portion of her body, and she kind of needs to be cleaned up just a little bit through the top side of that neck to compare to the heifer any higher today. As our next black heifer coming out here next, you love the design of this heifer from side profile, but maybe like to level her up just a little bit in that underneath for me. She wants to get just a little low in that brisket, maybe tuck up just a little bit in terms of her stifle. Doesn't carry down quite as nice for me today. That's being pretty picky on an awful nice female. She's got that added shape. She's got that added dimension in terms of muscle and mass. Heifer with a load of future left in her. Really nice red female coming out next. Just like to level her up through her underline from her brisket back through her twist. I think that heifer has a lot of future as we get her, keep her going and get her in calf. I think this heifer's got a lot of future to her. She has that added length through her center portion of her body. She carries that spine really nice when we put her in motion. Our next heifer coming out, just giving up a little bit in terms of overall eye appeal for me today. She wants to get down just a little bit in those pins sometimes when we set her up out here, but just like to power her up just a little more. But a heifer with a lot of future. We get this heifer on feed and get her in calf later on this summer. I think she has that added eye appeal to go ahead and make a really nice bred.
Placing first in Class 204B of our spring percentage Aberdeen heifer calves is entry 371. This is a Rockham K, a March 2nd daughter of GMC Aerosmith G171X, shown by William Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. Second in that class is entry 369, NY Marie 11M, a March 6th daughter of Easy Momentum 117B, shown by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. Third goes entry 361, shown by Stardust Ranch Hay and Cattle, Raftham, Idaho. Fourth entry 370, exhibited by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas. And fifth entry 372, shown by Adele Torbert, Laramie, Wyoming. In the ring now is Class 205. This is Class 205 Junior Percentage Heifer Calves. All these heifer calves are going to be born February 3rd to February 26th. Following this class, we will be selecting our junior and reserve junior champion percentage Aberdeen heifer calf. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I read off these class placings in Class 204B wrong. Your class winner is entry 361, SRH Angel, a March 21st daughter of CF Rock and Rimrock, exhibited by Stardust Ranch Hay and Cattle, Ratham, Idaho. And the third place heifer was entry 371, Rockham K, exhibited by William Wadsworth, Hiram, Maine. I apologize. So the class placings for those following along were 1, 2, 4, 3, and 5. Okay, folks, I think we're ready to start our percentage limousine pin show. So we'll have a single entry in Class 6. So Brucellosis, if you're ready. Oh. Give us just a few minutes. We're getting judges' sheets, so the judge has his data. Okay, Brian?
Well, an interesting class here. We've got some ups and downs and some differences in frame score and condition and the way they move. I'm going to start the class with this black and white heifer. I like the softness she has in that center portion of her body. If I wanted to change this heifer, I'd probably pull her apart just a little bit in that forerib. It's a little hard to tell. She's wanting to act up just a little out here, but I think she has all the parts and pieces I like. She has that added bone, that added length. She has that softness through the center portion of her body, and she has that added chest floor. When you view her from behind, she has some top to her. She has some muscle shape. Maybe just like to see this heifer when she's not acting up. I think she's got that quality that I like. Our black heifer coming out here next. When we've got this heifer on the stand, you really like the parts and pieces to her. She maybe wants to get just a little bit deep through that chest, through that front 1/3 compared to her rear 1/3. And I think that sets her off balance just a little for me. I love the rib shape and the smoothness in the center portion of her rib. I like the outline that this heifer has. Maybe just like to change the way that looks to me from a side profile. Our black heifer coming out next. You really admire this heifer in terms of her length, the spine, But I'd like to see this heifer maybe have just a little more forerib, maybe free her up just a little bit when we put her in motion, the way she handles those front feet and that way that shoulder moves with her. Really nice female coming out here next. Heifer giving up a little bit in terms of length of spine to the heifers above her, but I think this heifer has a lot of the right pieces. She has that neck that comes out of the top side of her blade. She has that overall outline that we like to see. Just like to lengthen her out just a little bit to get her any higher today. Our smoky heifer coming out next. You love the design of this heifer. She's really fancy. She's got that added up-headedness. She's got some muscle shape. But then when you analyze this heifer, putting her all together, I don't think she has quite all the parts and pieces. She wants to get up ever so slightly in that top when we put her in motion. And I know these heifers are worked up a little here in this class, but I think I'd like to give this heifer just a little more flex at the ground and maybe just free her up just a little bit. A red and white heifer coming out next. Just a really nice heifer. A heifer maybe doesn't have that added show look to her through that front end for me today, but you love the depth of side and the softness to her rib cage. Maybe like to change the way she stands up on those feet, maybe pull her up just a little bit in terms of her angle at the ground. Another really nice female coming out here next. You like the added length, the cleanness, and the condition that this heifer's in, but she doesn't have quite the power we had at the top of the class. Maybe like to pull those pins up just a little bit, pull her down just a little in that flank to get her any higher today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 205 is entry 375, RCC Lexi, a February 26th daughter of Bruno Farms, I Am Classy, exhibited by Riley Stolte from Boone, Iowa. Second in that class goes to entry 381, LP Mia 04M, a February 13th daughter of JCR First Responder 810, exhibited by Halen Tankersley, St. Marie's, Idaho. Third goes to entry 382, shown by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas. Fourth, entry 385, shown by Rhiannon Nickel from Maud, Oklahoma. Fifth, entry 446, Abby Torbert from Laramie, Wyoming. Sixth, entry 383, shown by Hadley Reinken, Boone, Iowa. And seventh, entry 379, exhibited by Kirsten Kuhlman, Asher, Oklahoma. We're now ready to select our champion and reserve champion, junior percentage Aberdeen female. Your Class 203A winner was entry 320, exhibited by Caleb Way, Summit, South Dakota. Your Class 203B winner, entry 345, exhibited by Brigham Houston, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Class 352 winner was Class 204A was entry 352, Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska. Class 204B, your winner was entry 361, SRH Angel, exhibited by Stardust Ranch Hay and Cattle, Ratham, Idaho. And your Class 205 winning female was entry 375, RCC Lexi, exhibited by Riley Stolte, Boone, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our Lim-Flex show. And as we begin, this is Class 6 of our Lim-Flex division in our Limousin show. This is entry 833, exhibited by the Lawrence Family Limousin, Anton, Texas. The first bull in the ring, this is LFL Lafayette, 3189. This is a October 17th son of LFL Eddie, 7019E. Lawrence Family Limousin from Anton, Texas is owned and operated by Bruce and Paula Lawrence and Leroy Lawrence, Johnny, Amber, and Colt Parkinson. The Lawrence Family Limousin got their start in 1988, and this is their 9th year to exhibit at both the Cattlemen's Congress and here at the National Western. Lawrence Family Limousin runs 250 registered Limousin and Lim-Flex cows. They market 60 to 80 bulls annually, and they also run 100 commercial cows and have an extensive AI and embryo transplant program, which they put in about 90 to 100 embryos every year. Lawrence Family Limousine total registered cow herd are 100% parent verified, and all have genomically enhanced EPDs. They select cattle to stay strong in birth weight, weaning weight, yearling weight, and pay close attention to carcass traits and docility to strive not just one, but multi-single trait selection. Bruce is the past president of the North American Limousine Foundation Board and is currently serving as the NALF's ex officio. Bruce has also served 2 terms as the Texas Limousine Association president and is currently serving on the board of directors. Amber is the past president of the Texas Limousine Association and serving on the TLA board as well. Lawrence Family Limousine markets bulls with Coyote Hills Ranch at their annual bull sale March 8th, 2025. They'll be selling 90 bulls, total all black and polled. Lawrence Family Limousine will be selling seed stock replacement females at the Coyote Hill Ranch at their female sale on May 3rd in Chattanooga, Oklahoma. Lawrence Family Limousine also sells 25 to 30 bulls annually at the Southern Oklahoma Select Bull Sale the first Saturday in December in Atoka, Oklahoma. Lawrence Family Limousine stand behind all bulls and help their customers find markets for their calves. The second bull in the Lawrence Family Limousine pen is LFL Limitless 3166L. This is a September 29th son of LFL Esquire 7084E. And the bull in the ring right now, this is LFL Laney 3137L. He's a September 8th son of DHIL Colt 5793C. Again, all of these bulls are Lim-Flex bulls from Lawrence Family Limousine. All are homo black, and 2 of the 3 are homo polled also. Their average weight per day of age is 3.77 with a pen average weight of 1782.
Really nice set of class winners out here in our female show on this side of the ring. We've got some differences in frame score and differences in condition. I think a lot of these heifers have a lot of function to them, and I don't think all heifers should look the same. I think I'm really happy with our class winners. I really like the set of seconds we have standing here. I'm going to go out and take one more look, and I'll select your champion. And I encourage you to go back and visit with these exhibitors. This is a really nice set of females.
Just a single entry in the October Lim-Flex show. 3 bulls that fit together really nicely in terms of their quality. The bull that came in second, I'd like to maybe see just a notch more, maybe just a little better set to the shoulder. He might be just a little straight for me. I'd like to maybe deepen him up and sog him up in his middle. But the other 2 bulls are pretty powerful. Really nice pen of bulls. Thank you for bringing them out.
Selected as your junior heifer calf champion, our Aberdeen show comes out of class 204B. That is entry 361 SRH Angel, exhibited by Stardust Ranch Hay and Cattle Company, Raptum, Idaho. Congratulations. Second to her in that class was entry 369, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. And selected as your reserve Junior champion female is entry 375, RCC Lexi, exhibited by Riley Stolte, Boone, Iowa. Congratulations. We're now ready for Class 7, folks, in our Limousin Lim-Flex division. This is entry 834 from Reynolds Land and Cattle Company, Sanford, Colorado. Their first bull in their pen, this is RODZ Minister, 128M. He is a February 22nd son of Mags Aviator. Reynolds Land and Cattle, formerly a partnership of Reynolds Ranch, are now raising their sixth generation of cattle ranchers and fourth generation Limousin breeders. The three things that they believe in is their faith of God, love of family, and having pastures full of good Limousin cattle. We believe in raising cattle that work for the registered and commercial cattlemen alike. Phil once said, if you just raise good cattle and not chase the fads, you'll always have a good market. Our cattle are born at 7,600 feet elevation in southern Colorado. They summer their cattle in 10,000 feet in the mountains of northern New Mexico. Reynolds Land and Cattle believe in cattle that calve easy, have plenty of growth, and have great feed conversion. Over the last several years, they've strived to help their local commercial cattlemen by breeding easy calving bulls with their hearts that can live in the highest of elevations. They continue to strive to develop cattle with good dispositions that make good mothers with plenty of milk without giving up a good look and eye appeal. Along with the Limousin and Lim-Flex, they raise and sell crossbred show steers and heifers that sell in the fall on SC online sales. They also raise a small group of Angus and Simmental that sell in their annual spring sale. Rod currently serves on the NALF board. Rod, Troy, Hannah, and Kylan and their families all have committed to their faith while serving in various positions in the church. Find us March 21st in 2025 at the ranch in Sanford, Colorado for their 43rd annual bull and female sale hosted by DV Auctions. All bulls will be pap tested and ready to go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pin from Reynolds Land and Cattle Company, Sanford, Colorado. The second bull in their pen is RODZ Mozart 166M. He is a February 8th son of FWLY LHC capital ET. And the third and final bull in this pen is RODZ Mickey 187M. He's a March 1st son of RODZ Fantastico 147F.
This is an awful nice single entry out here in a heifer that sure could have stood some competition. I love the way she's presented to me. She's got that added correctness to her foot and leg when she's standing out here. You get in behind this heifer, she has that added dimension down her top. She has that length to the center portion of her spine. Heifer, you love the shape from the side through her rear quarter. Heifer sure could have stood a lot of competition out here. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brian. Your class winner again in Class 206 is entry 387, SRH Hildy, a November 8th daughter of CF Rock and Rimrock, and exhibited by Stardust Ranch Hay and Cattle, Rathdrum, Idaho. Again, your pin of 3 Lim-Flex bulls exhibited by Reynolds Land and Cattle, Sanford, Colorado. Again, these bulls had an average weight of 1228 with a WDA of 3.74. In the ring now in our Aberdeen show is Class 207. These are your senior percentage heifer calves. Senior percentage heifer calves. This is the only class in this division, so your first and second place females will serve as your champion and reserve.
really a uniform pen of Lim-Flex bulls to evaluate. These bulls have got a ton of natural muscle in them. They're still sound enough. Maybe the last bull in, I'd like to loosen him up in his structure just a little bit. I'd like to work on their math, just on the paperwork, not quite as performance-oriented in some of those numbers, but I think probably adequate enough to go ahead and really like this pen of bulls. Thank you for bringing those.
Really nice pair of heifers at the top end of this class, not taking anything away from our other heifer, but I think these heifers exhibit some real power in terms of length and stoutness of structure. You just love the way this heifer that starts our class, way her neck comes out of the top side of her blade. You love how wide her pin's set. You love the way she stands on her feet and legs when she's out here on the stand. When you put her in motion for as long as she is, she gets out and flexes really nice. Heifer in second probably has just a little softer center to the center portion of her body, but she's given up just a little bit in terms of length maybe to the heifer above her. Maybe like to relax her ever so slightly in that top as she moves around the ring. So heifer comes out here in third, a heifer that's got that added dimension for her size to her muscle shape, maybe just not quite the length of spine, not quite the power we had in the two heifers at the top of the class.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 207 is entry 392, TCS I'm Your Honey, 5A47L, an October 7th daughter of J.H. Mr. Jack, 5A, shown by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Second is entry 399, TCS Erica, 8J26L, a September 10th daughter of TCS Palermo, 8J, shown by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. And third was entry 401, shown by Abigail Anthony, Chichester, New Hampshire. We're now ready to select our senior heifer calf champion. Class 206 winner was entry 387, shown by Stardust Ranch, Hay and Cattle, Rafton, Idaho. And your Class 207 champion was entry 392, shown by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, in our Lim-Flex pen show, we're in Class 7 and our second entry from T4 Livestock, Sterling, Colorado. First one in the ring was TFOR Mile Marker 155M, a February 11th son of Wolf's Joint Venture G579J. Second bull that's in the ring right now, this is TFOR Milestone 241M. He is a March 14th son of SSTO Cash Money 204K.
As we move into our senior champion division out here, we've got these heifers out here, these two class winners, and there's some differences in size, frame, condition, but I think we've got two excellent class winners and a respective second in our last class. These heifers have that added length, they have that added extension. They're feminine heifers that have a lot of function in terms of in the cow herd. I think they're going to go on and raise good calves. They are good calves. I'll go show you the one I like today, and we'll pick a reserve after.
Selected as your senior percentage champion is entry 392, TCS I'm Your Honey 5A47L, exhibited by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. And your reserve senior percentage heifer calf is entry 399, also exhibited by Carson Jace Beverland, Gallatin, Missouri. Congratulations. Okay, your third and final entry over here in our Lim-Flex division, coming to you from T4 Livestock, was TFOR Market Force 178M. Again, a son of SSTO Cash Money 204K. This pen of bulls from T4 Livestock, Sterling, Colorado. T4 Livestock is a first-generation Limousin and Lim-Flex breeder. T4 was introduced to Lim-Flex cattle via their parent company, Advantage Feed Yard, a 25,000 head commercial cattle feeding operation located in Sterling, Colorado. With over 20 years of cattle feeding experience and over 2 million head of live cattle marketed, those experiences have encouraged us to breed a different kind of beef animal with attributes that most haven't thought about. With our 300 head of registered Angus and Lim-Flex females, our goal is to make high production and efficient Limousin and Lim-Flex animals with high carcass merits that succeed in both the pasture and the pen. Check us out on Facebook and inquire about our second annual bull sale. Will be held March 19th, 2025 on the ranch in Sterling, Colorado. Again, this is your pen from T4 Livestock, Sterling, Colorado, with an average weight per day of age of 3.17 and a average weight of 1025.
Really a high quality pen of bulls here to evaluate. You get these three together and they match up awfully nicely in terms of their soundness, and they're maybe a little further behind than the ones that we looked at a little bit earlier, but a lot of that depends on your feeding, how you're going to handle these cattle, and I think these are pretty much about right condition for a February. Bulls that have got some structural soundness I like quite well. Thank you.
Are they missing one over here? Missing two? Oh. In our Aberdeen ring, this is class 208, summer yearling percentage females. This is the only class in this division. Following this class, these will be your summer and reserve summer champion females. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our Division 4 Lim-Flex champion pen. Entering the ring now is your entry from Reynolds Land and Cattle, Sanford, Colorado. This pen of Lim-Flex bulls had an average weight of 1228 with a WDA of 3.74. And your second pen is represented from T4 Livestock, Sterling, Colorado. And this pen of bulls, these Lim-Flex bulls, had an average weight of 1025 with a WDA of 3.17.
Really a high quality division, and my congratulations goes to these exhibitors for putting both pens are really uniform in their type and kind, and like I talked earlier, that's so hard to do. I'm going to use the little bigger, higher performing bulls to win this division. The third bull in, I'd like to see him a notch more secure in his movement. He just doesn't quite handle those rear legs and front end quite as nicely as I'd like. I really like the other two bulls. They are big and powerful and got some muscularity and still sound enough, and I appreciate that. I like these down here, a little greener in their kind. I'm not holding that against them, but they just get outpowered in this division. They don't have as much natural thickness and muscle in them as our division winners, but certainly going to be awfully good bulls down the road. Give them a little time for maturity, and they'll do quite well. Congratulations to these groups. Let's give them a nice hand as they exit the ring, please.
Selected as your Division 4 Lim-Flex Champion Pen of 3 Bulls is entry 834, coming to you from Reynolds Land and Livestock, Sanford, Colorado, and your Reserve Division 4 Lim-Flex Pen of Bulls, entry 840 on your pen from T4 Livestock, Sterling, Colorado. Congratulations. Well, now all four of them are out there.
All nice set of heifers here in our yearling heifer show. Heifer comes to the top, does so pretty handily, I think, in terms of balance and power. I think this heifer has a lot of rib shape. You view her from the side, she's really deep. She's got that levelness to her underline and that balanced look that we like to see. She has that added femininity, and for all the power she has, this heifer gets out and travels pretty nice. She handles her top line pretty nice, and you just love all the power and dimension to her when you analyze her from the rear. Next heifer coming out, beautiful side profiled heifer. She has that added length through the center portion of her body. She has that look about her through her front end. Maybe not quite the power, and you get in behind her, the heifer that leads off our class, but I think a heifer that's adequate in terms of thickness and muscle shape, a heifer that's got a lot of potential on down the road. A little more moderate framed heifer coming out here next. The heifer you really like her on the side profile. Heifer that has that added length for her size, I think, through the center portion of her body. Heifer with a load of future. Young man's got a lot of future left in him, I think, as we go on into the summer. And our gray heifer coming out next, I think this heifer has a lot of power in terms of her rib shape and her depth through the center portion of her body. Just not quite the muscle shape maybe we had at the top of the class, I don't think, today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 208 of our summer yearling and selected as your champion summer yearling female is entry 421. D.R. Moonbeam, 17L, a May 2nd daughter of T.R. Trilogy, 39J, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Second in that class and selected as your reserve champion summer yearling female is entry 415, DCS Laurel, 11L, a May 10th daughter of Duff HD, 2046, exhibited by Deep Creek Seedstock, Mitchell, Nebraska. Third in that class was entry 410, shown by Tryon Goss, Callahan, Colorado. And fourth, entry 420, shown by Abby Torbert, Laramie, Wyoming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to begin Division 5. Division 5 of our Lim-Flex division. This will be our final division of our Lim-Flex show. Our first entry is entry 839, exhibited by Hagger Cattle Company, Carlsruhe, North Dakota. Their first bull is AHCC Game Boy 6067M. He is a March 7th son of Wolf's Game Boy C911G. Your second entry in the Hagger Cattle Company pen is AHCC Jackpot 8002M. This is a March 6th son of Cole Jackpot 38J. Hagger Cattle Company is a fourth generation farming and ranching operation headquartered in Carlsruhe, North Dakota. Austin started his registered Limousin herd in 1992 with the purchase of one cow. Alongside with his wife Leah and 4 children, Bailey, Pitch, Trip, and Remy, the HCC operation today has turned into over 900 mama cows with a 50-50 mix of registered and commercial cattle. North Dakota winters are long and hard, which means our cattle have to be built tough to thrive in our environment. We have worked diligently to breed more rib shape, capacity, and fleshing ability into our Limousin cattle. Our ultimate goal is to provide our customers with genetics that will allow them to be profitable in the cattle business. This marks our 17th year coming out to Denver, showcasing our genetics in the yards. Plan to be with us on at our 19th annual Lim-Flex Bull Sale this April 8th, Tuesday, at the ranch in Carlsruhe, North Dakota. Our doors are always open. Feel free to stop by the ranch for a visit or give us a call. We always make time to discuss the things that are important to you. Austin is currently serving as president of the North American Limousin Foundation Board of Directors and just recently has signed up for his second term as your now president. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your third entry from the Hagger Cattle Company pen. This is AHCC Kingpin 8062M, a February 24 son of CELL TMCK Kingpin 2267K. This pen had an average weight of 1153 and an average weight per day of age of 3.65. Again, this is your pen of 3 Lim-Flex bulls. Our first entry in Class 8 from Hagger Cattle Company, Carlsruhe, North Dakota.
Another real high quality set. Very impressive show so far today. We've got some really good cattle to evaluate, and I appreciate that. And I know that the Limousin breed has been in this country a long time. And I tell you, the last time I judged this show, you guys have made a big change because I've looked at some awfully nice cattle. I guess I look at this pen as pretty high numbered, maybe a little bigger birth weight than I love. The bull that came in second probably doesn't, he gets out powered in terms of his depth of body and stoutness as the other two on both ends of him, but a really nice pen of bulls to look at. Thanks for bringing those out here.
Really powerful set of females here in our yearling class. We're going to start off the class with a heifer that's extremely deep. She's extremely soft through the center portion of her body. A heifer that's adequate in terms of her muscle shape. She's up-headed. Maybe like to lean her up just a little bit through that neck, but that's being pretty picky on a heifer way along in her condition and in her age. I think this is a really nice female. Our red heifer coming out next, really well balanced heifer, a heifer that's level through her underline. Maybe like to change the way her shoulder moves when we put her in motion. She wants to kind of push that blade forward and twist on that front leg a little. That's being pretty picky on a really well balanced, attractive female with that added dimension and softness to the center portion of her body. As we come into our next heifer, extremely attractive female. You love her from her forerib back. Maybe you like to clean her up just a little bit through the top side of that neck to get her any higher today. Our gray heifer coming out next, just a really nice female. A female that's going to make a really nice cow. Maybe like to level her up just a little bit through her top line from the top of her shoulder blade on back. That's being pretty picky on an awful powerful female. Extremely attractive female coming out next. Just like to clean her up a little too in the top side of her neck. Maybe power her up just a little bit in her pins. Just level her up just a little for me today.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in class 209A of our spring yearling Aberdeen heifer show, percentage heifer show, goes to entry 424, DR Venus 16L, an April 20th daughter of DR Trilogy 39J, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Second goes to entry 425, ILC Lilo 23L, an April 17th daughter of DCS Justified 216J, exhibited by Wyatt Brock from Spring Hill, Kansas. Third goes to entry 431, shown by Lucy Ellen Lippert from Portland, Maine. Fourth, entry 427, shown by Adele Torbert, Laramie, Wyoming. And fifth goes to entry 430, exhibited by Collie Hill, Sedalia, Kentucky. In the ring now is class 209B, spring yearling percentage females. These are females born between March 6th and March 29th. Over in our Lim-Flex division, this is class 9. We have 2 entries in class 9. Our first entry comes to you from Spring Creeks Cattle Company from Wazeeka, Wisconsin. Their first bull in their pen, this is Spring Creeks Madagascar. He is a March 28 son of Wolf's Horton 7358H. The second bull coming in the ring in our Spring Creeks Cattle Company entry is Spring Creeks Mash 2091M. He is a April 7th son of Wolf's Digits 3786D. Spring Creeks Cattle Company from Boscobel, Wisconsin is family owned and operated 3 generations of Mitchell family Limousin breeders. They run close to 500 purebred Limousin, Lim-Flex, and Angus females in beautiful southwest Wisconsin. Their cattle are bred for calving ease, growth, and carcass rates. Their annual bull sale is February 16th. They'll be selling 50 Limmy and Lim-Flex bulls and 20 bred females and 5 fancy open heifer calves. Bob Mitchell has served on many beef-related boards, including the NCBA, the Wisconsin Limousin and Angus boards, the Wisconsin Beef Board, and was a 6-year board member with the North American Limousin Foundation, including 2 terms as president. For more information on their operation, visit them in their yards down their pen or call and find us on Facebook. Again, this is your pin of 3 Lim-Flex bulls from Spring Creek's Cattle Company from Boscobel, Wisconsin. And their third and final entry is Spring Creek's Michelangelo. This is a March 9th red Lim-Flex 75% bull, homo-polled, sired by Hunt Credentials 37C. Again, this is your pin of 3 bulls, Lim-Flex bulls, from Spring Creek's Cattle Company, Boscobel, Wisconsin. The pin average weight is 1163 with an average weight per day of age of 3.96. I can bullshit my way up to the top, get you a pass when you get up there. I don't think they sell them down here, do they? Do they sell passes down here? I think you got to go.
If you go out to, so there's a shoot office, and the trailer next to it is a feed office.
So right out the side here?
Yeah, where that trailer's coming in.
Oh, I got you. I think I'll take my chances, just go to the
I think these bulls are ready to be turned out. They've certainly got some things you like about them. I love the calving ease on them. I think that's really great. That bull that we brought in second, we need to loosen him up in his structure. He's just a little bit too tight off his front end. But certainly some nice bulls with some performance data to them. And again, I like and appreciate you to bring those out.
Again, that's your pen of 3 bulls from Spring Creek's Cattle Company, Boscobel, Wisconsin, with an average weight of 1163 and their WDA 3.96. Okay, our second and final pen. This will be our final pen of Lim-Flex bulls today. Coming to you again from Lawrence Family Limousin in Anton, Texas. The first bull in the Lawrence Family Limousin pen, Lim-Flex pen, is an entry LFL Max 4025M. This is a March 23rd son of LFL Johnny 1117J. Again, for those of you sitting around ringside, in the back of your program, you can get your ballot for the People's Choice of our Lim-Flex division. Please be marking them. This will be our last pin, so you can mark the pin that you choose and turn those in. Again, turn all those in. Kylie will be walking around ringside here, gathering up your ballots for your People's Choice Award in our Lim-Flex division. Again, this is your pin from the Lawrence Family Limousin in Anton, Texas. Of course, they're owned and operated by Bruce and Paula Lawrence and Leroy Lawrence, along with Johnny Amber and Colt Parkinson. The Lawrence Family Limousin got their start in 1988, and this is their 9th year of exhibiting both at Cattlemen's Congress and the Great National Western Stock Show. Lawrence Family Limousin runs 250 registered Limousin and Lim-Flex cows. They market 60 to 80 bulls annually, and they also run 100 commercial cows and utilize an extensive AI and embryo transfer program where they put in 90 to 100 embryos each year. Lawrence Family Limousin markets bulls with Coyote Hills Ranch. At their annual bull sale, March 8th, 2025, they'll be selling 90 black polled bulls with the folks down at Coyote Hills. They also will be selling seed stock replacement females along with Coyote Hills Ranch, at their annual female sale on May 3rd, 2025 in Chattanooga, Oklahoma. Lawrence Family also sells 25 to 30 bulls annually at the Southern Oklahoma Select Bull Sale the first Saturday in December in Atoka, Oklahoma. The second bull in this pen is LFL Mickey 4018M. This is a March 19th son of LFL Esquire 7084E. And your third bull in the pen is LFL Murphy 4026M. This is a March 24th son of LFL Jetson 1300J. Again, this is your pen of 3 Lim-Flex bulls from Lawrence Family Limousin in Anton, Texas.
Here in our heifer show, we've got some give and take in this class. We've got several heifers out here that on a given day could sure come to the top. I think today I'm going to go ahead and use this heifer with the I love the side profile of this heifer. I love the balance to her from front to rear in terms of levelness underline. I'd maybe like to free her up when we put her in motion just a little bit off that front end, but I think that's being pretty picky on an awful nice female. You love the outline. She's feminine, yet she still has that added dimension and that chest floor base width from behind. I think a heifer that comes to the top for me. Really fresh appearing heifer coming out next. Now she does get out and travel really nice. I'd like to change the angle to her hoof just a little bit for me today, and maybe just give her just a little more forerib to run against the heifer at the top of the class. But again, being pretty picky on an awful nice female, has that added shape and that added muscle shape, heifer with a load of future to her. Real attractive female coming out here next. I love the body. I love this heifer from a forerib back. Maybe like to lean her up through that neck just a little bit to get her any higher today. But again, a nice female in terms of her outline, heifer with a load of potential down the road as a cow. Black and white heifer coming out here next. You love the muscle shape. You love the thickness down her top, the softness to her rib shape. Maybe just like to extend her out, clean her up just a little bit in the top side of that neck. Maybe pull that tail head down into her just a little bit today. Next heifer, really well balanced, really feminine female, just not the power we had in a couple of the heifers above her when you look at her in terms of muscle shape.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is your pen of Lim-Flex bulls from the Lawrence Family Limousin. Average weight 993 with a WDA of 3.34. Bob?
Another real uniform set of bulls here to evaluate, and I'm blessed I get the opportunity to buy bulls and send to Texas, and these are the kind of bulls that thrive down there. Really, you can see as they run around the ring, they're very sound. They cover big, rough country with a lot of rocks and stakes and cactus, and you can see that these bulls probably would do quite well. They don't have the performance in them. I'd like to see a little more power to them, but certainly good bulls, very functional kind of bulls for especially the area that they're going into. Nice set of bulls. Thank you for bringing those up.
Thank you, Don. Folks, this is your final call for your Lim-Flex People's Choice Award. If you guys got your ballots, Kylie is going down the aisle there. Please hand your ballots to Kylie so we can get those tabulated. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get a chance for the Lawrence family to capture their bulls here, and then we'll bring the bulls from Spring Creeks in, and we'll select our class winner and move into our division champion. Okay, your division, your class 209 results in our Aberdeen show. First went to entry 434, SRH Connie, a March 29th daughter of FT Sir Constantine, shown by Stardust Ranch and Hay and Cattle, Rathdrum, Idaho. Second in that class is entry 439, RCC Luna, a March 10th daughter of Bruno Farms, I'm Classy, shown by Olivia Orchard, Clear Lake, Iowa. Third in that class, entry 441, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. Fourth, entry 438, shown by Riley Stolte, Boone, Iowa. And fifth, entry 435, shown by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas. In the ring now is Class 210 junior yearling females. Following this class, we will be selecting our junior and reserve junior champion percentage female. Entering the ring now is our entry 841 from Spring Creek's Cattle Company in Boscobel, Wisconsin. This pen had an average weight of 1163 with a WDA of 3.96. And our second pen is the pen from Bruce and Paul Lawrence and Lawrence Family Limousin. This pen had an average weight of 993 with an average WDA of 3.34. We will select our class winner, and then we will pull our pin from Hagger Cattle Company in and select our division champion, followed by the selection of our grand and reserve grand Lim-Flex pins.
Excellent set of females in this class. I think if you had these three females and judged them after you get them into production, it'd be really interesting. I think it's really close all the way down. The heifer I'm going to start with maybe shows me just a little more balance. She's just a little easier when we put her in motion, just a little more flex to her. Handles her top, getting around the ring really nice. She has that femininity. She has that balance. A heifer with just a lot of really good things about her. Heifer in second, a heifer that you really admire the length of spine in this heifer. I think as a production cow, it's going to be interesting to see. When we get her out here on the side and get her moving around there, I'd like to relax her ever so much in that spine, just free her up just a little bit for me today. But again, I really admire this heifer's length. I admire what kind of production you might get out of that cow. As we get into our third place heifer, a heifer that you like the added softness to the center portion of her body. Maybe you like to pull that brisket back into her chest floor just a little bit to pick on her today. But again, a really nice female. I think three excellent females in this class.
Well, folks, this is a tough decision in this class. We've got two really nice bulls up here in this group, and the bull in the middle hurts it just a little bit in terms of his structural soundness and his overall thickness. And then we've got three really uniform bulls down here. They just get outpowered in terms of performance and thickness. So it's kind of tough for me. I'm partial to bulls that are really sound, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use the performance bulls in this particular group to win and follow with this group of greener condition cattle, but bulls that I do like quite well. Thank you.
Your placings in Class 210 of our junior yearling percentage females. First went to entry 447. DVRF Katcha looking L5. a February 3rd daughter of DCS Just Fine, shown by Connor Summers, Lindsay, Oklahoma. Second is entry 450. That's FCC Annie Kins, 301L, a January 15th daughter of GMC Marksman, shown by Douglas Simpson, Kits Cody, Alberta. And third was entry 449, shown by Reese Nickel, Maud, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our champion and reserve champion junior percentage Aberdeen female. Ladies and gentlemen, our judge, Mr. Don McLennan, has selected your entry from Spring Creek's Cattle Company, Boscobel, Wisconsin, as your Class 9 champion, and your second place will be Lawrence Family Limousine from Anton, Texas. Congratulations. We're now ready to select our Division 5 champion and reserve champion pin. Lim-Flex pin, followed by our selection of our grand and reserve grand champion pin.
Well, as I talked about a little earlier, the quality is so deep in this show today, and we brought this pin of February, 1st of March bulls out, and really a high quality set of bulls that I think are representing your breed quite well. They'll win this division fairly handily. I like the bulls in there. I really like the red bull. That bull in the middle just hurts them. So, but congratulations.
Selected as your champion, Division 5 Lim-Flex pin of 3 goes to your entry 839 from Hagger Cattle Company, Carlsruhe, North Dakota, and your reserve champion pin goes to entry 841 from Spring Creek's Cattle Company, Boscobel, Wisconsin. Congratulations.
Here in our percentage junior yearling division, I think we've got a really nice set of heifers as we went through. There was some give and take, but I think these heifers all exhibit some power. They have some ability to go on and make cows, yet they do it with a lot of pizzazz. These heifers have that look that we like to have for a show heifer, but then they have all the added bells and whistles. Heifers that have that base width, they have that softness to the center portion of their bodies. Heifers that are out, that can get out and travel. I guess I'm going to go out and show you the one I like today, and we'll move a second in for reserve.
Selected as your junior yearling champion percentage female goes to entry 424. That is DR Venus 16L, exhibited by Madeline Rose Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. Second to her in that class was entry 425, exhibited by Wyatt Brock, Spring Hill, Kansas. And your reserve junior yearling female champion is entry 434. That is SRH Connie, exhibited by Stardust Ranch, Hay and Cattle Company, Rapthrum, Idaho. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a single entry in our senior division. She will be your senior champion female, but let's bring her in. This is entry 457, TCS Kiss Me 27G, 21K. She's a September 3rd daughter of TCS Gambler, 27G, exhibited by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Following this class, we will be selecting our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion percentage females. Let's get all of our division champions up to the makeup ring, please. In our Lim-Flex pen, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to select our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Lim-Flex pen. Your Division III champion pen is entry 833, exhibited by Lawrence Family Limousin, Anton, Texas, on a pen weighing 1782 with a WDA of 3.77. Your Division IV Lim-Flex champion pen was entry 834, exhibited by Reynolds Land and Cattle Company, Sanford, Colorado, on a pen weighing 1228 with a WDA of 3.74. And your Division V champion pen goes to entry 839, exhibited by Hagger Cattle Company, Carload, North Dakota, on a pen weighing 1153 with a WDA of 3.65. Ladies and gentlemen, what a great Lim-Flex show. Let's put our hands together and show your appreciation for these exhibitors bringing out an absolutely powerful set of Lim-Flex bulls.
Here as we get into our last division, we had a single entry come out here, and I think this thing sure could have stood some competition. You love the design of the cow, the overall eye appeal, and yet she's raising one that might even be better than her. I really like this pair. They fit together really nice. They do all the things that you want them to do when you turn them out. She's raising a calf that's going to go on and be better than her, I'm going to guess. Excellent pair. Sure could have stood some competition. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first and selected as your senior champion yearling female is entry 457, TCS Kiss Me 27G 21K, exhibited by Carson Jace Beverlin, Gallatin, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our Grand and Reserve Grand champion percentage Aberdeen female. In our Limousin pin show, guys, before he makes his final comments, again, let's put our hands together and thank Mr. Don McLennan from Byers, Colorado, for evaluating our Limmies and Lim-Flex bulls today. Okay. I need to hurry. Yeah, I got to be on the hill to start at 1:30. The announcer had to leave at 1:30, so I'm supposed to fill in for him. And it's 1:15.
Before we go any further, let's show these exhibitors a nice round of applause for making it this far into this really high-quality show. Like I said earlier, I get the chance to buy bulls, and I send them down into Texas and southern Colorado, and calving ease is so important. Structural soundness is very important. If these cattle can't hold together, they don't last very long, and the prices that we're asking for these cattle are awfully high, and so we need to get at least 2, 3, 4 years out of them bulls, not just 30 days and then have them cripple up. So as a group, we've got some bulls out here that maybe I could see getting a little more set to their front ends than their hocks, but as a group, this is a pretty sound set of bulls. The group down here on the end, a little higher birth weight than the ones there in the middle, but really a nice uniform set of bulls that are sound. They get out and they travel quite well. I think numbers are good on them. Maybe you'd like to clean them up just a little bit in the sheath area, but that's kind of a common problem anymore. The bulls in this group I like quite well. This bull down here on the end concerns me. He's just a little too straight off of both ends, and when we ask him to move, to me that's going to be a little bit of a problem for him the older he gets down the road. Then we look at these big bulls down here. They're just big, solid, good doing bulls that's got some power and performance to them. Just not quite as classy. Don't have that look today to be the champions, but I think it's going to be really close. That's going to be the champion pen of bulls, and we're going to follow up with these as reserve. Congratulations. Good job. Sorry I couldn't get you over the hump.
Selected as your champion pen of Lim-Flex bulls is pin 839. Coming to you from the Hagger Cattle Company, Carlsruhe, North Dakota. Pin weighing 1153 with an average WDA of 3.65. They are also your People's Champion pen of bulls. And your reserve champion pen of Lim-Flex bulls is entry 834, coming to you from Reynolds Land and Livestock. And that pen had an average weight per day of age of 3.74 with an average weight of 1228. Congratulations to all of our champions, and I encourage you each to go back into the pens and discuss and look at these bulls up close and personal and talk to these breeders. Thank you for being here.
Well, as we move into the final stage of our Percentage Aberdeen Heifer Show, I think we've got some really good cattle out here. We've had really good cattle all day. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. We've had an excellent female show from top to bottom. Great job. As we get into these percentage cattle, we get some differences in kind and